Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Lost Eyes TV. We are Rated MC, and I'm Ray.
And I'm James.
We got back to review The Last of Us.
Episode 6.
I thought it was a decent episode. I'm not going to say great this time. I had some problems with this, which we'll talk about, but nothing major. I did enjoy a lot of aspects of it.
It starts off with this Joel and Ellie, for lack of a better word, ambushing this older couple who lives in a cabin and trying to find a way to Tommy.
Dude, I love old buddy, the owner of the cabin.
Yeah.
Like, I loved his rebuttals to Joel.
Yeah. I haven't seen him. I haven't told you what it looks like. Does it look anything like you? Yeah. I haven't seen him.
The way he carried himself, like, he didn't act scared. He was like, fuck you doing, man?
Yeah. I will say this was probably my least favorite scene of the episode, just in general. Like,
The cabin thing?
yeah. Not because it was bad. Like, the biggest thing that was said in the whole episode I had seen in the trailer. You ain't gonna scare us. Scared him. Some of it was just like, it just didn't hit for me as much as I like.
After that, Joel started to have like panic attacks and shit.
I remember them talking about the Death River, and I remember them, passing the river.
Don't pass this river. What's the best way to go west? Go east.
They camp out in like a cave. Joel and Ellie kind of bond a little bit, talking about what they would do, after all this stuff is done. Joel falls asleep, wakes up, panicking.
Gun's gone.
Ellie's got it. She's just been on watch. She said she'd do second watch. He said no, I'll do both watches. He fell asleep. He was definitely a little agitated, but he can't be too upset because she did handle herself.
I love the snow aspect in this.
Yes,
because
dude.
the
Beautiful.
cinematics are just fucking beautiful, and like them trying to survive in the snow is like just like a slightly different direction of how you see how they would handle things. So they'll walk. They're looking at the river and they see a dam. What's funny is like Ellie was like, "Damn."
Which I believe she says that in the game, which is really cool. Like I love the times when they.
Joe was like, is it Will Livingston?
Yeah.
That was funny. Like, I love their comedy. One of the strong points of this episode for me is you really start to see them bond in the open and to themselves when they start to separate. But they go and they see this dam. Joel's sitting there looking at the map because Ellie says, what if this is the Death River?
Yeah, because it's all a different river than when they had initially seen.
I guess Joel was having like a double take. It's like, oh shit, what if you're right? By that time, you see these motherfuckers coming deep, motherfucking horses. This is the point in the episode where I was like on the edge of my seat. I found it very intense. Joel and Ellie just like got their fucking hands up because you're not gonna outgun these fucking 13 motherfuckers on horses, right?
When they pulled the dog out, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the dogs will like really fucking intensified it. So they bring this dog out and they're like, this fucking dog can smell infected. He's gonna rip you apart. Now, either way, the dog is gonna get you or the fucking guns are gonna get you. Sniffs Joel. Joel's fine. And then, he just looks at Ellie. He faintly starts having another fucking panic attack. It's beautiful because the soundtrack kind of goes silent.
Yep.
And it's not like a heartbeat effect, but it's kind of like this slow, methodic feel. And you're just thinking, oh shit, Ellie's fucked.
Yeah.
And then, she's been down petting the dog and shit, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a shoo. They explain, hey, why are you here? Joel's like, hey, I'm just looking for my brother, and we'll be on. He's like, what's your name? Joel. What's your brother's name? Tommy. And then it just cuts to them riding on horses.
And then they get to the town, which, if you've played The Last of Us 2, you've seen this town before. It looks exactly like the town to me. When I saw them pull up into the town,
the layout.
I was like, bro, that's fucking beautiful. They feed Joel and Ellie, who haven't really had a proper meal in a while. Ellie said she hadn't had one in probably ever. And
Joel didn't like that.
nah. And she's hella rude, but I feel like in the situation, she doesn't know the prospects. She doesn't know, manners about eating food or whatever, I guess. But also, it's the apocalypse, so who really gives a shit?
I feel like, for one, she felt outside of her element. I kind of got the vibe she didn't want to be there. She just wanted it to be her and Joel.
Yeah. Definitely see that she was happy that Joel, when he embraced Tommy, she could see that he was happy. Maria tells Joel that, because Joel wanted a private family conversation, but that's when they announced that, Maria was his wife. She gives him, a walk around town and everything, and shows him, the stables and everything, and they talk about it. I did like the communist line. That was pretty funny. It's like, so you're like communists? No, we're nothing like that. And she was like, yeah, we actually are. This is a commune. We're communists.
I could tell Joel didn't like that, bro.
No, he didn't.
The look he gave Tommy.
Well, I think it's because that they were both in the army and shit. So
I felt that 100%.
Joel and Tommy go talk. Maria gives Ellie some clothes so she can take a shower and everything. She cuts Ellie's hair and she tells Ellie saw this little not shrine, but a little kind of like a chalkboard that had two names. It said Kevin, it said Sarah, and it had dates and shit. Ellie apologizes for her losing 2 kids. She said, thank you, but I only lost one. Kevin was mine. Sarah was Joel's daughter. And then Ellie hearing that shit, you know what I mean?
It clicks.
Yeah.
What surprised me about this scene between Tommy and Joel, for some reason, Joel just seems like all of a sudden kind of, I wouldn't say suspicious of Tommy, but he starts lying to Tommy. Mm-hmm. He's kind of testing the waters because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Or two, when he was asked about Tess, he just didn't want to talk about Tess. Or maybe he wants to believe Tess is okay.
I believe that's the thing.
They talk about Ellie, and he says there's some Firefly bigwig daughter that he's trying to get back to, and evidently he's receiving like this big payout for it. I was like, well, okay. Well, you're lying again. Again, I get it because he's playing it safe. Even though that's his brother, it's been how many years? Many, many years. Yeah. And I guess he was kind of pissed off. He was kind of upset at Tommy for not responding back to him. And he's just been here the whole time with the opportunity and the resources to.
Tommy talks about how Maria's pregnant, which in the game, that didn't happen. I like that. He definitely does not respond like he was happy about it. Well, I guess we'll see.
Really struck a nerve in Joel, and he just straight up like, hey man, wrap some supplies, me and Ellie, we'll be out tomorrow. Storms out the door. And then he goes outside and he has yet another small panic attack where he's feeling his heart and shit. And then that scene where he sees that
got me, dude. That fucking got me. It was like him seeing Ellie, or not Ellie, like him seeing Sarah, but as a grown adult. And this is what could have happened had all this shit not happened.
Then he had the small flashback of him and her decorate the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
The last time, it flashes back to that morning where they're having breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really bad for Joel, man. I love the storytelling of this. I love the cinematics. I love the way tell a story with music. Again, they do that. Hey, let's silence the soundtrack. And you can feel the sadness when he sees like the backside of this girl looks just like Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Hair and everything.
Like, God damn.
Joel and Tommy go talk, and then Ellie kind of walks off because she doesn't really want to be there. I feel like she's definitely like the type of person who doesn't want to be in a crowd situation like that. Once Joel like starts telling Tommy the truth about shit, he breaks down like 100%. He doesn't hold anything back. Basically, he just tells Tommy like, the truth. He's just like, look, so she's immune. Look, and I know she's immune because I watched her get bit, and that was months ago. You tell somebody, you're the only person I trust. Breaks down the whole thing, and it's like, me and Tess were asked by Marlene to take her. Things got bad. Tess got bit.
He even goes and mentions how he's aging.
Yeah.
And how they mentioned the being almost deaf in one ear. And he's too fucking slow to do anything.
And Ellie saving him and shit.
As they're parting ways, Tommy gives directions to the house that they're staying at for the night. Joel goes back there very slowly to check on Ellie. Knocks on the door, walks in the room, like in this window, reading this diary, I guess about how people used to live. And she is not impressed by it. She's like, this is bizarre. I knew at that point her mannerism towards Joel. She knew. And
she was walking around, so it's very possible she was walking around trying to find Joel, heard that, got upset.
Yeah, and she was like, so are you going to dish me or not? And then Joel's like, what all did you hear? I can't take her, you take her. They have finally break each other to the point where she's directly asked Joel, do you fucking care about me or not? And he's like, of course I do. Ellie starts breaking down. Every person that I care about either died or left me. That push really sold it, man. It's a very emotional and beautiful scene.
It's very.
Out in the open now that Joel clearly cares about Ellie, and Ellie clearly cares about Joel. And then he makes the decision to tell her, you know what? When Dawn comes, we'll part in ways. Yeah. Walks out, slams the door.
The whole, you're not my daughter, and I sure as hell ain't your dad. Like, oh, damn. Dawn comes, knock on the door. Ellie's already ready. She got everything she needs. She's ready because she's expecting Tommy. Who opens the door? Tommy. He walked her down to the stables, and they just so happened to run into Joel, who, in his words, was going to steal a horse. And Tommy was like, I would have given you one. Like, yeah, I know, but he tells Elliot, like, you deserve a choice. So do you want to go? And before he can even finish the conversation, she's just like,
let's go.
Let's go. Tosses the shit out of let's get on the floor.
He's just like,
all right. After that, they basically go to the school.
Sadly, the Fireflies are not there. They search it. They get frightened by what? I thought a fucking clicker was going to be in there, but it's just the monkeys.
Yeah. Well, I figured you would remember from the game because that was literally what happened.
The thing is, I've only played the game once, so I only know, like, key moments.
Okay.
Like, I don't know the game, perfectly. So they find nothing. They find out they're going to Salt Lake City, right?
Yep.
Which is where the Fireflies evidently has moved. Then they hear some voices outside, and they look down. Oh, shit.
Also, I like the look of the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders
look exactly like they do in the game. Even the dude with the hood. I was like, yes, let's go.
Joe was like, oh shit, out the back. I thought for a second they're just going to fucking get away. I was very wrong. They make it to the horse. But Joe gets attacked. Counters nicely. Puts that motherfucker in the chokehold. Then just breaks that motherfucker's neck.
Joel turns to Ellie kind of like happy because he protected her. And she just looks at him like in shock. and you look down, motherfucker got stabbed with the fucking handle of the bat.
Is that whole motherfucking bat in him? I was like, holy fuck. And then, no, it was just like a little
But it was still enough to, like, puncture and make him bleed. One, when they get on the horse and she just starts shooting the motherfuckers, just like, stay back. Shooting randomly. Joel, like, falls off the horse from, like, loss of blood. And, like, her reaction was perfect. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do without you.
Her fucking crying and shit. Mm-hmm. Please, Joe. That's what happens in the episode. The strong points, I think, of the episode is it's always the emotional scene. Because it doesn't matter how many times they do the emotional shit, it's always emotional. It's effective. My favorite thing about this, like I said, they finally revealed, hey, yes, I do care about you.
Yeah.
From both parties, Ellie and Joel. The thing I didn't like about the episode was not really anything that happened in the episode, but, and I've said this before, the pacing of the episode. For one, I feel like the use of Tommy in this episode, to me, was kind of underwhelming. I'm not talking about, like, performance-wise and nothing like that. Like, it was fine. Could have been used better. To me, I think the episode should have ended after the argument and then faded to black, and then it went to dawn. I figured they've been building Tommy up all this time, right? I figured the use of Tommy, like, because Tommy's finally back, I feel like he would have done more, because, like, not a whole lot happened, just besides the bar scene, and then they built it up like Tommy was going to take Ellie. I was like, okay, we're doing that. Nope, not doing that. Bye, Tommy. And then, like, I really mind them going to the school thing, because it's setting up, like, Joel's thing. But I also feel like even that was short-lived.
Overall, it's probably not the best episode. Basically, what we're saying is the show's really good. If you haven't watched this episode, we cannot do it justice. Please go watch the episode. Didn't like something about it? Tell us in the comments. Is there something you really like that we just didn't talk about for whatever reason? Put it in the comments. We'll happily talk about it with you. I don't mind. I know Ray won't mind. Please like, comment, subscribe. All the shit we gotta tell you. Tell your friends. Help us out, guys. And until next time, deuces.
Adios.
Running from a ghost, running from a ghost.
Yeah, he's closing in.
I'm running from a ghost, running from a ghost.
Gotta deal with the shit again.
Running from a ghost, running from a ghost.
And nobody can see
I'm running from a ghost, running from a ghost.
that he's haunting